Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Art of Life podcast. I'm Kanika, I'm your host, and it is such a pleasure to welcome you to this podcast. So, our topic for today is generally just meditation and some frequently asked questions about meditation. Now, before I start talking about all of this, let me just talk about myself. So, of course, I'm Kanika and I am a meditation teacher as well. This wasn't really a plan at all. I started doing meditation when life actually got really hard for me. I was super depressed. I did not know how to carry on with life. And I honestly just wanted to end my life as well. But I had a 2-year-old boy, and I could not bring myself to doing it because it would be unfair to him. So I had to find the tools and ways to survive. I didn't want to be an unhappy mother with him. I wanted to give him a happy childhood. And in that process, I learned a whole lot of growth and techniques and tools for myself. And this is what I want to teach and share with everyone else as well. So, what has meditation really done for me? It has really changed my life. Like if it was a zero, it's just really amped up. And whatever I've dreamed of, I'm either there or I'm getting there. Because, the more you get, the more your desires increase as well. And you want a little bit more and then want a little bit more and so on, which is really just the purpose of human life. So, giving you examples in terms of what I got. First, I did not have a job when I started all of this. I was just depressed, really sad with my life. So I got a job. I got a really well paying job with one of the best managers. He's still one of my favorite bosses. Very flexible because I wanted to have a job that would allow me to still continue meditating and look after my boy, have some work and life balance as well. So I really got a nice job out of the blue. And of course, I've made transitions after that. But I do really strongly believe that if I wasn't meditating at the time, this job with that pay packet, with that flexibility, with exactly all that I wanted, that wouldn't have happened. And the subsequent transitions as well, just making them easy for me in new roles, and just having the right kind of team environment, stuff that I really liked working on, all of that wouldn't have happened either. So I do accredit meditation to that. Other things in my life that I've created is I have a lot of friends and lots of friends who I connect with in a very special way. Some would be like mom friends, some would be people I can just call upon. But whatever truth I need, my friends are there as a support system to see me, to hear me, to value me, and sometimes to pull me up and say, look, this is what you're doing, and this is what really needs to happen. And just pass on those messages, like where your guidance is trying to get to you, but maybe I'm not listening to it. And then my friends will be there to really to go like, well, this is actually what needs to happen. So just having true, honest friendships like that and creating a world around me like that, which is based off my truth, allowing me to be the person I am and operate as the person I am without having to change, but be loved. I've found joy in lots of other things. So, joy, for example, even in creating this podcast as such. I started painting as well. I absolutely had no idea what painting is like, what you do. And I just used meditation for it. I know sounds super weird and sounds like what the hell, but I'll attach some paintings of what I've done. And this is literally from zero experience. And they're not the best A3 paintings, but they will just tell you that meditation just helps you channel something. And when you want it, you just get it. So I don't think there is a limit to what you can do with meditation. There's just so much that is possible. If I wanted to create time, I can do that. If I wanted to create more money, I can do that. If I wanted to have an easier life, more work life balance, I can do that. If I want to have a fantastic holiday, I can do that. And even every day, just operating in life, I think I become a better parent. and I look at parenting all the time as well in my meditation space. But it just makes everything so much easier. So now my desire is to share all of these tools with everybody in the world as well, because they're not really hard. You can just sit down in one meditation session and just work through something, have an intent, work through something, and you will make it easier. You will create a life that you want. In fact, every month I am doing some classes. Anybody can join in, and we have a theme. Our upcoming theme, for example, is around creating time for hobbies. Join me for that one. We finished one around discovering your life purpose. The previous classes you can download, and the new ones that are coming up, you can, of course, enroll for them, and they will be live classes, or you can just watch a replay at your convenience. So, the next question I get frequently asked before students join in is, can anyone meditate? And I totally hear this question, because when I started meditating and I practiced through a lot of practices and I just really found it hard. Everybody said, clear your mind. And I can't clear my mind. I, I find it very hard. So, this meditation that I teach, and hopefully it resonates with you, is around visualization. It's really just playing. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you just think through stuff. There is a guided meditation, there's a guidance that's going on, and you just play with it. I encourage you to be in the space of like a 3-year-old toddler. You know, a 3-year-old toddler is curious, full of life, just exploring, doesn't mind if something goes wrong as well. It's absolutely okay. So, that is what this meditation space is about. You just sit down and you sit down and play. And in that play, we'll do some visualization. And through that, we'll start releasing and clearing our space. You don't really need to be perfect. So, which is the hard part, right? I think sometimes we are so attuned in the world to really feel if things are done correctly or not. That's what we want to do in a meditation space as well. But really, there are no rules in this meditation at all. You don't even have to be in a deep trance. You can probably be having a day which is really clear, and as I'm guiding, your meditation will just go very smoothly and you'll follow along and it will all be good. Perfect. Maybe there is a day when the thoughts are muddled and it is hard to concentrate. It is hard to even listen. And even though I'm saying something, you're still like, wait a minute, that thought is still coming into my head. And that's okay as well. That is absolutely perfect too. It's okay. It doesn't need to be in a deep trance at all. Just play, just keep carrying along, just sit there. The next question I get is, well, then, if it is so easy, how do I know? How can it be right? I know. And again, I hear you. And I had this exact same question when I just started. It was like, how can it be so easy? How can this just really work? I remember there was a time when my teacher was teaching me, and he gave me a tool around just separating from someone else. And I was really having trouble with this person. I felt she was always on to me. I felt I did not have my space. And I felt, no, this can't just be really simple. Like, all he said was, well, just around you, just imagine there's a rose, and this rose just separates you and all the foreign energies and anybody who's not you. I'm like, And I was meditating, but I was also analyzing. And literally, that's what you've got to do in the meditation. You just try and turn your analyzer off. Like there is an analyzer, you just imagine, you just turn it down. But well, there I was, and I said, you know what? If this is what he's saying, okay, let me just see. So, what I did with my rose, I actually gave my rose like fire, spitting out fire like a Chinese dragon, because I was just so angry and annoyed with the person. And I did that. And because I was wanting to test the tool, and I was just wondering, does it work? Does it not work? Anyway. And then I got into a really, really big fight with that person. I had made a dragon with fire. So I really end up fighting with that person. And this is the person I would never speak up to. I would have not normally done that. But the situation just arose and literally the fire just came out. And as that happened, I'm like, oh my God, that's the dragon and that's the fire. That's just how powerful this is. So that was lesson learned. But I have also tried otherwise where I've just played along and it doesn't, in the analytical mind, it doesn't seem to make sense. But I've just played along anyway and I've created beautiful things. So that's what I've focused on more after that. And it's totally up to you. What do you want to do? Next question is, how do I figure out that things are working for me? And it sort of tails off from the previous question. So, my guidance there is, well, everybody has their own experiences. So, I can, of course, go on and give hundreds of my experiences of how things have been with me. But the reality is, it's your life, it's your tools that you are applying in your life. So, you see how they fit for you. Let's say we are working on a class to create time for your hobbies. Now, that could be time for your hobbies, that could be time for just sleeping, whatever you want, it's all okay. And so then the proof of the pudding is that you just check it for yourself. How does it happen? After you've meditated on that, after we've done that session, do you really start getting a little bit more time? And some of these things will tend to be a little subtle as well. Like, when I fought with that person, that of course didn't come with a huge bang announcement that this is the tool and this is why this happened, but you just have to link the dots together. And it's similar for these situations as well. When you are trying to validate whether things work for you, I highly encourage you to write down your goals, write down your intention for every session, and then go back, flip the page, go back and see, okay, this is what I wanted and how did I track with it? You'll slowly see the dial moving and things moving, working to how you wanted them to be. So the other question I have is, well, I tend to fall asleep all the time with meditation. And I don't know if this meditation can ever work for me. I want to do this, but I fall asleep and I hear you. And I'll tell you a secret, I do too. Even now, yes, even now. I am taking other courses as well with other teachers because I am on this constant journey of my spiritual growth. Of course, I am teaching a whole group of people here. I also want to keep growing and I want to keep offering more and more as well. So, with my teacher, sometimes when he's teaching, I will just doze off. And you know what? That's okay. It happens to all of us. It is almost like your body's protection mechanism. So there are things that you are clearing up when you are in a meditative state. You're clearing up the negative energies, you're clearing up any blockages that you have within you, you're clearing up maybe some other wounds, some traumas that you've had in this lifetime, in the previous lifetimes. You're clearing up all of that. But you don't always need to know the detail. You can just clear them. When you fall asleep, your body just puts you to sleep because sometimes it might just be too painful to go through all of that again. But if your body is falling asleep, it doesn't mean that your spirit is asleep. Your spirit still gets it. You still do the work. That's the amazing thing. Your soul still does the work. What you can do is that as you wake up, you can just try and remember maybe what is the bit where you fell asleep, because that's good awareness around what triggers you somewhere internally, what shifts you so much, what is it that you need to clear for your next growth step. And again, you don't need to know a whole lot of detail about it. I actually highly recommend not knowing the details because I don't care. Like, there is pain in my space, just take it off. I just want to have more space. The reason I meditate is because I want to have more space to create stuff, to bring in all the good stuff and the high vibration that I want in my life. So if it's any negative stuff or any pain, like just take it away. I don't need to know the details. I don't need to know the memory. I don't need to know the people. It's all good. Just take it away. And I would highly recommend you doing so as well. Because when you can just release, well, then you're just letting go. So when you are awake, what you can do is you don't need to even know the whole thing. And this is the beauty of these tools. You can just imagine that you are grounding. You can just tell your grounding cord that, okay, just release whatever it was that was making me unconscious. Just release that unconscious energy. And that will work. Notice if it works for you. So I skipped a few beats here and I started talking about a tool called grounding. And I've actually written an ebook on this. Grounding is the process by which we release. We release anything that doesn't suit us. It's almost like the earthing wire in our houses. When we have an electrical appliance, there is a wire, an earthing wire, usually in all the electric appliances, and that just connects to the earth. The reason for that is if there is a faulty connection, if there's any negative charge, it just stops you, prevents that shock to come to you. And a grounding cord pretty much does the same way, functions the same way. It's a connection from your body to the center of the earth. And the purpose of that is to release anything that's not serving you. So imagine the judgments or the criticism. And again, I don't need to go into all the high negative tones, but you could just imagine that all of those are getting released. There will be a link in the show notes. You can download this ebook, Grounding. It is absolutely free. It is my desire to spread it as wide and as far as possible because it is a really basic tool, but a very powerful tool at that. And something that just really helps us all to manage stress and anxiety, to really release anything negative, all the judgments and the criticism, and again, all those negative emotions. So I really, really wish you good luck with that. Okay, so that does bring me to the end of today's episode. I have absolutely enjoyed recording this for you, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to it as well. Thank you so much for listening to the Art of Life podcast. I couldn't thank you enough. I love sharing these messages about improving our life, just playing with meditation and simply reframing our thoughts, having a better life in that process, healing and creating a life that we really want. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can, just pop in a review wherever you are listening to this podcast. That really helps other people find it as well. It helps me share this message far and wide with more people around the world. If you wanted to share or listen to some of the resources that I've mentioned in this podcast as well, you can just browse through the show notes, or you could also visit the website at artoflifecenter.com. That's where you can also find my upcoming classes. And of course, you're more than welcome to join me, and I would love to see you there. So that's it for this time. Thank you again for joining me on the Art of Life podcast. I will see you next week with a fresh new episode. Till then, keep grounding. Love your life. Bye-bye.